Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Terraria Calamity Infernum. Today we'll be doing some more bosses and hopefully getting further along. So we're gonna go into the mushroom biome here and we're just gonna be making an arena. We will not be doing Crabulon just yet. We are actually setting up this arena for Crabulon. However, I used this to also set up an arena for the Torch God. Now you might be wondering, why am I fighting the Torch God? Well, firstly, it's second on the boss list. Then, why not? So in the meanwhile, why don't you enjoy this lovely arena building montage. And then once we get into the proper loading zone, the Torch God activates, and all we gotta do here is just avoid. Now, I don't really have that much of a hard time with the Torch God, and I don't know if this was some bug, but every time the Torch God hit me, it did 1 damage to me. I'm not sure if that's intentional or I just did something that broke it, but I'm not complaining. I'm not in God mode here because I am taking damage, but I'm not sure, you know. But it's pretty cool. So yeah, we easily defeat the Torch God here, and there are some enemies that do sort of almost mess me up. But luckily, since I am playing Summoner, I just don't have to worry about them. With the Torch God down, we claim the Torch God's favor, and now all our torches turn into the biome torches. Once we place them down, so all previous torches remain the same. Next, I decide to make an arena in the desert because the next boss on our list is the Desert Scourge. And boy oh boy, is making an arena at night the most painful thing I've probably done in quite some time, because there are just so many enemies that just spawn everywhere, and especially with the modifiers, holy. But yeah, since I'm Summoner, don't really have to do anything about it. It is what it is. Yeah. Have another cool arena building montage. There's gonna be this is what the majority of this episode is, to be honest. Now that our arena is somewhat ready, I decide to go make the item to go summon the Desert Scourge. There it is. And we head back to the desert and we fight it. Now I haven't fought this dude in quite some time. And it has a pretty cool intro. And I think I do pretty well this first attempt. This boss is pretty cool. Because it's multiple segments and I get to poison multiple parts of it. So, using that to my advantage, I try hitting every possible segment that I can. However, I later realized that it's not worth it. And yeah. I think the hardest part about this fight is the amount of projectiles on the screen for this part of the game. Because not only do the projectiles sort of blend in with the background, it makes it visually noisy because there's just so much stuff happening on the screen. And like the projectiles where he just shoots like a bunch of sand everywhere is really difficult to see. Now I didn't have that hard of a time with this place. However, unfortunately, my own callus leads to defeating me. So it's rather unfortunate. But yeah, we'll get him next time, right? Oh no, I don't like where this is going. This always happens to me every time. Oh god. Oh my god. And I get very close here. He's almost dead. But then a blood moon just spawns in and my minions attack the wrong enemies. And I can't see any of the projectiles here because the screen's so red and there's just so much stuff happening on the screen. Like, what is happening? And yeah, I take look how low that is. He's almost dead. So yeah, I have to deal with this blood moon now. And I thought I could just chill in here and wait for it to all leave, but no, the enemies can just go through walls for some reason. I don't know how they enter the house. They just float through the walls. I think they're like glitch hoiking in, which is really funny to me. So yeah, I end up fighting this whole blood moon for the whole time. And yeah, there's a lot of enemies that spawn in. But I use this to like get the levels over enemies so I can just kill them faster later. And I get some pretty interesting stuff here. I get the money tro and everything you normally expect. And that's going to be pretty useful. Can't go wrong with the money tro. Got myself some drip. If you know what I mean. Attempts number, I don't even know, like 7 or something. And hopefully I'm be able to kill this dude now. Like I spent a lot of time gathering stuff. I even added some extra stuff to my arena, like campfires and an extra platform. So hopefully this attempt we'll be able to kill it, right? Right, guys? Right? And we finally beat him. Oh my god. That was quite satisfying though. I felt pretty good about this one. Yeah. I head back to base to see what I can craft with all the loot we got. And there is this item called the Nidarian. And it looks pretty interesting. So I kinda wanted to test it out because it looks like a better version of the whip I'm using. Because it looks like it does a bunch of damage really fast. It doesn't do much damage. It does less damage in fact. But it looks like it hits faster, which is what matters. And it looks like I have more range over it in general, so that could truly help out. However, I just don't really get how this weapon works. I go to test it out on the Desert Scourge. I don't really get it, to be honest. After finding a suitable victim to test this weapon out on, it's in my opinion, I think it's worse than the whip because it just doesn't do that much damage. So I decided to not use it. I use a downtime for the next boss to make the Belladonna staff, which requires vines, stingers, and spores from the jungle. I already have a lot of spores, so I don't really need more of those. I mainly just need stingers and divines because I use them all in making the snapthorn. So this takes me quite some time, but you know, it should be worth it because the belladonna staff is like the grassy greatsword. It's used to craft a much more powerful staff towards later pre-hard mode, which will be really useful. So hopefully we'll be able to get that. And with that, I head back to base and I craft myself the belladonna staff, which is pretty useful. And I tried testing it out on the Desert Scourge. However, I feel like that's not the best way to test out this weapon. But ultimately, I do feel like that the other two staffs I were using were much better in terms of DPS because they just shot faster. However, one thing I did notice is that if I summon stuff using the belladonna staff to summon the Luxor's Gift summon, and then I get rid of it, because the Luxor's Gift is based off whatever thing you summon, and the damage dealt increases because of the belladonna doing 23 damage, my most damaging weapon. So I decided to use the belladonna staff to summon the Luxor's Gift, and I used the Sun Spirit staff and the Ice Blossom staff, Frost Blossom staff, in coordination with each other. So now I have an upgraded Luxor's Gift, which I think is pretty cool. And with our more powerful gear, we obviously would take the W here. Like, why would we die here, right, guys? I mean, obviously we take the W here, right? Why would we die, right? Why would we die? It's the easiest win of my life. Look how close he is to dying. Please die. Please die. Just die. Yes. Thank you, belladonna staff, that I was totally using. And I wanted to craft a different set of armor because I feel like the Wolfram armor just wasn't doing it for me anymore. So I decided to craft Vigtide armor, which is why I need to kill the Desert Scourge a few more times. So using this, it summons another little minion. I don't even know what this thing is. It's like a little snail. It's pretty cute though. So I decided to keep him. I want to name him Fred. Or actually, that's a really stupid name. I want to name him. I don't know. What should I name him? Leave a comment below. Next, I head to the underground desert. I find some stuff on the way here, but I don't want to bore you guys with that. So here is a mining montage. I stumble myself into the sunken sea, and immediately upon entering, a clam spawns in. Normally, this would be a great thing, but in Infernum, this calamity absolutely railed me. Pause. But yeah, this thing utterly destroyed me. I was not ready for this at all. I put up a good fight. I really tried to. But it's over before it even began. I don't even get him a quarter down before I take the fattest L to the CLAM. Like, I've never died to the clam, but this was just so much. I was not ready for this. So yeah, I take that L and I head back to spawn, where I decide to draw my attention to the Eye of Cthulhu. The Eye of Cthulhu is a very interesting fight in the sense that it's mostly the same fight as normal Calamity. However, it's mechanically very different. However, it feels somewhat the same. You know, the like constant barrage of projectiles mixed in with the dodging of the eye itself. Um, yeah, and I think it's pretty. I think might be one of the better fights in the mod that I've done so far. I don't know. I'm gonna do like a ranking of each boss. Once I'm done with the mod or something, or maybe while I'm doing it. Who knows? I'll see in the future. But I think actually I'll do one that's like at the end of the video maybe, or the next video perhaps, where I want to judge them based on when I just fought them and relative to other bosses that I just fought. And I think that'll be pretty interesting. But yeah, so far the bosses have been pretty fun. And I really like the second phase where he just goes absolutely crazy with the minions, and it's so cool. This fight's really fun. But I actually managed to beat him first try, which is probably the last time you will ever hear me say this. But yeah, we beat the Eye of Cthulhu, and we get the pet and everything, but we didn't get the summon item, which is what I ultimately wanted to fight him for. With the Eye of Cthulhu now defeated, I decided to head to the desert and build some houses for some more NPCs. I'm looking mainly for the Alchemist NPC because I need potions, like a lot of potions. And now that we defeated the Eye of Cthulhu, most of these NPCs should be allowed to spawn in and we'll be able to get these potions. So here's another montage of building some epic houses. With the houses finished, I go back and re-challenge the Eye of Cthulhu for the Death Stare Rod, which is probably one of the best pre-hard mode summons in the entire game. It's so powerful. Now, I'm not sure if it's been nerfed at all, but I will still continue to use it because it just does so much more damage. With the Death Stare Rod finally obtained, now I decided to go into the Sunken Sea and re-challenge that damn clam because I cannot sleep well if I have not beat that clam. So I decided to make an arena in the Sunken Sea, and with the Death Stare Rod and the snail Victide armor to swim around easily, I re-challenged the clam. Now I get absolutely destroyed here too. It's like it's not even like, I think it's just the arena. I don't have any arena to like actually fight with. I'm sort of just like flailing around hoping to dodge its random projectiles. However, I fail miserably at doing that, and I take another L to the clam, which is unfortunate because I believed to myself that I could be better than this clam, but no. You can never be better than the clam. You have to prepare. So, with that, and taking this L, I decide on another arena to build. That's gonna be a huge trend in this series of building arenas because in Infernum you have to be prepared for every boss to the best of your ability, and if you're not prepared, then you better prepare to get destroyed. So that's just how it is in this mod. Using Vein Miner to completely obliterate the middle of this area, so I'm able to cook myself up some nice arena. I used some wooden platforms, and I got a nice air pocket to breathe in, which is really helpful. And because of all the resources I got from mining the middle part, it allowed me to make the mollusk whistle, which allows me to just summon the clam anywhere I want, which is really useful. And that's pretty much what I do here. And because I have this flat like platform in the middle of the arena, I'm able to dodge the projectiles more, even though it doesn't look like I'm dodging. Trust me, I'm able to dodge them more efficiently. So, enjoy the last boss of today's video. With the clam finally defeated, we claim our relic, we claim our reward, we claim the NPC, and we head back to base. What an adventure today. Sorry if this video took so long, guys. I got pretty sick, and it's AP season, so I have to study for some AP tests. You know how it is. But if you guys like what you saw, hit that like button. Maybe press subscribe. Please press subscribe, guys. I need more subscribers. And until then, it's your boy Yeetmaster21.